cold, and I'm so bossy, and I so saucy, and my clothes cost me light for the party.
Hey everybody, it is Queen Tajay, and of course I am back with another video. Today I will be doing some gold and blue acrylic full set nails on myself, and they will be ballerina shape. So right here I have already prepped my nails and shaped my tips, so now I'm just going in with my second coat of Protein Bond from Young Nails, and then I'll be going in with Oasis from C-Tones. Pretty much all of, well not pretty much, but all of the acrylic I will be using, of course, will be C-Tones acrylic. And then I am just going to be using some gold flakes that I got off of Amazon, and I will link them below. So yeah. Before I lift my brush up off the nail, I make sure I kind of bounce my brush to get all of my acrylic off. And then I put my nail downwards so that all of the acrylic can go to my free edge. And I just pat side by side and brush down at the same time to make sure I'm not wiping off all of my acrylic. If you had not watched my last video, I just want to tell you all I took a nail class and I learned how to lay my acrylic better and how to work on my shaping. So y'all will see me kind of laying my acrylic, well not kind of, but y'all will see me laying my acrylic completely different than I have previously in my other videos. And it's just something that I learned. I feel like that every nail tech should continue their education after they get licensed, and that is exactly what I did. For the cuticle bead, you want to lay that bead as close to the cuticle as possible, and then you just pat all the way until you get as close to the cuticle as possible, and then you blend that bead with the other beads that you made before, and that is how you get a smoother nail. Right here I'm just picking up my gold flakes with that wet brush. I didn't add any clear acrylic to the brush or anything like that. I just literally, after I applied my blue, my brush was still damp, and I just picked up pretty big sizes of gold foil. I was trying to break it up, but I got tired of doing all of that. Like I said, I get irritated very quickly when it comes to doing my own nails, so I don't have patience like I do when I do other people's nails. I don't know why, and it's so backwards. But yeah, I just place the foils wherever I saw fit. I really like the gold foil though. I love the effect, so I applied a lot, but you can apply them smaller. You can apply just a little bit of foil. It's up to your liking. Nail, you will see me kind of go back to my old ways, which is applying my acrylic, not letting it roll, and just immediately trying to brush it down. And you see what happened. It got messed up, and then I started to catch myself and remember what I was taught in my nail class, which was pat all the way down, and then if I run out of acrylic, I add more and blend it better. So you will see right here I'm kind of having a little trouble. That's because I'm thinking about my old technique, which did not help me at all. So I'm trying to really relearn everything that I was taught in school and how I've been doing everything ever since I got licensed. Again, you always want to educate yourself after you get licensed, because things change. You find new and better ways on how to do things and how to save time and money and things like that, as long as it's legal. And so yeah, as you see right here, I got back in the groove and I started patting that acrylic down, and after that it laid pretty well and everything was blended nicely. for the middle nail, of course, I wanted an ombre nail. For that bead, once I pick up that bead, I decided to dry the back of my bead so it can be a little bit drier and it wouldn't run too much like we would want it to if the whole nail was blue. And then I just blended that extremely well. Like, I'm really proud of this ombre. And then the second bead of that sand dollar color, I leave it wet so that it can blend in with the first nude bead and the blue, so it kind of evens everything out. And because I had a wet bead, it tended to flood my cuticles just a little bit. So remember that if you flood your cuticles with some of that liquid, it will end up having some of that acrylic in it and it will harden. So make sure you clean up around your cuticles. And mistake number 2, I did it again. I tried to go back to my old habits. Once I placed that bead, you saw me immediately try to go in and brush it and then kind of get stuck a little bit. Remember, when you place that bead down, let it set a little bit, let it roll, and then you can pat it, because look what's happening. Every time I try to go back to my old ways, I end up rubbing off all of my product and then having to go in with more and blend it more when I could have just been patient and let it sit and pat down. So now right here I'm getting in the groove, but I will still have a little trouble because I should have started doing this in the beginning. But again, this is the learning process, so take from it as you will. So after laying my colored acrylic, I get my Glacier Clear, which is running low, so y'all know how much I love this. And I just encapsulate all of my nails. Now, you don't always have to encapsulate all of your nails when laying colored acrylic. I just do it so I can save my colored acrylic because I only work with colored acrylic. I do not work with gel polish as of right now. So yeah, and also when you lay down nail art, you always want to encapsulate that because it can lift and chip off. Clear is literally just to encapsulate all of my color and so I won't foul off my gold flakes. So with that being said, I want very, very thin layers of clear acrylic, of this Glacier Clear acrylic. I do not want it to build up the nail. I did a lot of that with that blue acrylic, and I do plan on doing fill-ins for a couple of weeks, maybe even months, so I'm not really too worried about this color. But yeah, very thin layers. You'll see me, you know, actually brushing some of the Glacier Clear off because I just did not want any more bulk added onto my nails. After cleaning off my nail table a little bit, I go in with my hand file and start filing and shaping my nails. I didn't have a lot to do because I shaped pretty well before I laid my acrylic, and I shaped when I was applying my acrylic, which is when I was patting, I made sure I cleaned off my sides to keep the shape of my nail. Previously I wasn't doing that, so I would either foul a lot or foul too much, and it always came out misshaped. So I'm getting into the habit of when I lay my acrylic, make sure I pat the sides so I can keep the shape of my nail. So in this video, I will not be using my comb bit. I had washed it and left it upstairs, so I did not feel like going to get it and everything like that. But I just did everything by hand. So this video is basically showing you that you do not need a comb bit all the time. You can do it with your hand file. Just make sure that you don't cut your client, and you know, as always, I don't care if I cut myself, but if you are using a very coarse nail file on a client, just use another one to kind of scrape them together so it can kind of dull itself out. But yeah, it gives you the same results. Just go around that cuticle area. I know it seems fast, but I'm doing it very slowly. Not too slow, not too fast, but just enough to where it does the job that I want it to do. So yeah. after filing and shaping my nails, I realized that I filed a little bit too hard to where my scratches were very deep from my file. So I just went in with a hand buffer and just buffed my nails a little bit and around the shaping so I wouldn't cut myself, and to get some of that plastic from the false nail from underneath. So if you file a little bit too hard and you have those really bad scratches, make sure you buff some of those out, because if you apply a gel top coat, it'll look kind of dull or dusty underneath. So after I do all of that, then I go in, clean my nail plate with alcohol, which I'm not sure if it'll show, but I cleaned my nail plate with alcohol and then went in with my C-Tones non-wipe gel top coat, cured that for 30 seconds, applied my cuticle oil, and I was good to go. At the last minute, I decided to go in with some chrome from Born Pretty. I've had this since I was in nail school, so that was what, 2018? It was a gift, I believe, from my aunt or a classmate. So you'll see me go in with my non-wipe gel top coat. Like I said, I'm going to cure that for 30 seconds. Then I'm going to pull them out, apply my chrome, brush it off. Well, brush off the excess and then apply another top coat on my chrome nails.